woman we're featuring is a leader in education. She's shaping the minds of women and men for years to come. ABC4's Emily Clark discusses the power of women with the president of Utah Valley University.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, everyone. We're here with the president, Astrid Tumanes, to talk about Women's Month and the importance women play in all of our lives. President, thank you so much for joining us today and letting us into your beautiful office. March is a very important month. We're talking about the importance and the history of women. So what does it mean to you?
Well, when I was younger, I actually did not know that March 8th was such a big holiday, today in particular, and then the whole month of March. But when I lived in the Soviet Union back in the 80s and early 90s, March 8th was everything to them. It was Valentine's Day and Mother's Day rolled into one. And then here in the country, of course, we have Women's History Month for the entire month of March. And it's a wonderful way to celebrate and kind of look intentionally and deliberately what women have contributed, what their lives have been. And sometimes I use the term herstory because we have history, and indeed it is mostly about men and their exploits. But this month allows us to look back because what we are living and doing and building on now is really the work of the women who came before us.
Now, you talk about women who came before us. I'm sure in your long career and beautiful experiences, there are women who've made a difference to you. Can you tell us about some of them?
Yes, absolutely. My sister was 15 years old when my mother had to leave, and she is probably the first woman who's so influential in my life. Her name is Marley, and she basically took over raising her younger siblings. There were 7 of us in the family. She was the second oldest. She had to take over the duties and responsibilities of helping to raise younger siblings in a nipa hut on stilts in the slums in the Philippines. Another woman who's been very, very important to me is the nun who found my family when we were living in the slums. Her name is Sister Elvira Correa, and she belongs to the Order of the Daughters of Charity. And she's the young woman who found my family and then offered us the opportunity to go to school at the Catholic school. And that really changed the trajectory of my life and the lives of my siblings. And then finally, my mother. I have to say something about my mom because she was born in a remote fishing and farming village. She had a very, very rough life, and I learned after I became a mother when I asked her what she did, you know, for diapers, for example, and she talked to me about cutting sackcloth and washing these cloths by the river 10 times so they would be soft enough to use for her babies. It just moved me to tears because I thought, what do I have to complain about, you know, as a mom, then in New York City with my first and then second children. Life was relatively easy. And when I learned that from my mother, I really realized what a strong woman she was and is. And she had, you know, dreams of her own, even though she lived in that tiny little village with very few possibilities.
Beautiful examples. I know each of us have those stories that are so great. But as we look back to our history, we also have to look forward to the future.
Yes.
So talk about the future generation and the women that we know and that we raise and that we love. Why is it important to share with them their importance as well?
Well, I think the world, as we know it, you know, we need all types of human capital. I think we hobble ourselves when women self-select out of professions or leadership. And so I think it's really important today in this complex world, and the world is ever more complex and changing rapidly. While we have made great progress in being healthier, being more educated, it's still not really a level playing field for girls and women. So first we should celebrate the advances we've made. Again, health and education in particular, but still a ton of women drop out. And so we need to train our girls and young women to want to be unafraid, to kind of face their ambitions and not be apologetic about those, to do the work, to make sure that they are logical about the support systems that they put in place in order to live the lives they want to lead. I think that technology has also changed a lot, so there's so many opportunities that weren't there before, but we still bump up against variables, whether they're certain types of biases or cultural variables. It's important to focus on what we can do and always ensuring that we overcome fear and things that are blocking us in our minds because the opportunities are there, and that we help one another, and that we change the culture to mentor our young women and let them know that they are very strong in their own ways.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time today, and thank you for being such a great example to all the women out there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.